The long arm of the law has finally caught up with one of the big fish in the Nigerian banking sector. And the news hitting the headlines today, Saturday, February 7, 2026, is sending shockwaves through the halls of power in Abuja. If you have been following the anti-corruption war, then you know that the name Robert Orya has been synonymous with legal battles for years, but the game is officially over. On Thursday, February 5, 2026, the Federal Capital Territory High Court delivered a landmark judgment that has left many breathless. Robert Orya, the former managing director of the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, popularly known as NEXIM, has been sentenced to a staggering 490 years in prison. You heard that right. This is not a typo. Justice F.E. Messiri found the former bank boss guilty on all 49 counts of a massive 2.4 billion naira fraud case brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. It is a classic tale of a high flyer who thought he could outsmart the system, only to find that karma is a dish best served in a prison cell. The details of this 2.4 billion naira heist are like something out of a financial thriller. The court found that between 2011 and 2016, Orya used his position at the helm of NEXIM to orchestrate a sophisticated scheme of self-enrichment. One of the most shocking parts of the evidence was how he allegedly incorporated a company called Luxurium Leisure Services Limited, using the names of non-existent people, fictitious names, and others without their consent. He then proceeded to grant massive loans to this company, loans that were never intended to be repaid. In one specific instance in September 2011, he induced the bank to release 488 million naira under the guise of a loan to Treasure Mix Construction Limited, while the real beneficiary was his own front company. He repeated this tactic in February 2013 with another 630 million naira. It was a systematic bleeding of a national institution meant to support our exporters, all while he lived a high life. But while the court handed down a total of 490 years, 10 years for each of the 49 counts, the reality of Nigerian law means these sentences will run concurrently. This means he will effectively spend the next 10 years behind bars. Still, the message is loud and clear. The era of impunity for bank executives is coming to an end. This conviction is being hailed as a major victory for the EFCC and its lead prosecutor, Samuel Ugwuegbulam, who spent over 4 years proving that Orya abused the trust of the Nigerian people. It's a moment of accountability that many thought would never come. Now, while Orya is heading to Kuje or another correctional facility, the talk on the streets of Abuja and across social media is focused on one question: who is next? The headline asks if it's Malami's turn, and if you have been watching the news this week, you'll know that the heat on the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has reached an all-time high. Just this Wednesday, February 4, 2026, the Federal High Court in Abuja was the scene of intense drama as Malami, along with his son and wife, faced their own day of reckoning. They are being prosecuted by the EFCC on a 16-count charge of money laundering involving a whopping 8.7 billion naira. While Malami was granted a 500 million naira bail this week, the conditions are incredibly strict. He had to surrender his travel document and provide sureties with landed property in elite areas like Maitama or Asokoro. This is why the Orya conviction is so significant right now. It shows that being a big man or a former high-ranking official is no longer a shield. If a former bank boss can get 490 years, the former chief law officer of the country must be looking at these developments with a lot of concern. The prosecution of Malami is centered around allegations of concealing illicit funds and acquiring multiple luxury properties across Abuja, Kano, and Kebbi. The trial is set to resume on February 17, and the nation is watching to see if the same karma that caught up with Orya will visit the former Minister of Justice. Before we go deeper into the potential fall of other high-profile figures currently under the EFCC's microscope, I have a quick request for all our truth seekers out there. If you believe that accountability is the only way to fix Nigeria and you enjoy these deep dives into the stories the mainstream media sometimes brushes over, please hit that like button right now. Your likes help this video reach more people and keep the pressure on our leaders to stay transparent. And if you haven't joined our fast-growing community yet, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We are here every day bringing you the verified gist from the courts and the streets of 2026. Subscribing is free, but the information you get here is priceless. Go ahead and do it now. Don't let the big men be the only ones who know what's really going on. The fall of Robert Orya is more than just a legal victory. It is a warning. It reminds us of a time when the non-oil export sector was supposed to be our economic lifeline, yet the very person entrusted to lead that charge was busy siphoning the funds. The judge's remarks were particularly stinging, describing the acts as a gross abuse of trust. It's a tragedy that money meant for small and medium enterprises was diverted to build personal empires. But as we see in February 2026, the walls are closing in on those who thought they were untouchable. From the Seme border, where the EFCC just secured the forfeiture of thousands of dollars in a separate case, to the High Court in Abuja, the anti-graft agency seems to have found a new gear this year. The Malami factor remains the biggest subplot in this unfolding drama. Many Nigerians are pointing out the irony of a former justice minister being tried for the very crimes he was supposed to prosecute. The fact that the EFCC and the DSS are reportedly working in lockstep on his investigation suggests that the government is determined to make an example out of the previous administration's inner circle. Whether it results in a jail term like Orya's or a complex legal stalemate remains to be seen, but the optics for Malami are not looking good. His remand in Kuje earlier this year was a signal that the tide has turned. As we wrap up this special report, the question I want to leave you with is this. Do you think 10 years is fair enough sentence for someone who diverted 2.4 billion naira, or should our laws be changed to ensure these long sentences don't just run concurrently? And who do you think will be the next big profile conviction of 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm always there reading and replying to your takes. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for the next big update. We'll be right here to tell you how it all unfolds. Stay sharp and stay informed.